Right, so stress then. I think I can safely say every single person on this planet has been through some stressful times, no matter what is causing the stress, from worrying about any sort of test, from driving tests to any education tests and works related issues, even then going into like family life can be stressful. So there's so many different things that can cause stress, and I don't think there's any human in the world who can safely say I've never been stressed in my life, because I think you could safely call them a liar. So it all impacts us. So for obvious reasons, this unfortunately then impacts us and our healing process and injury. So it's not just stress. Obviously, isn't just really, like I said in the slide, it isn't really impact just how we feel as such, but unfortunately it kind of interlinks with all other aspects of what I'm going to talk about with you in this little video series. It also obviously has an issue with our sleep, because obviously, as you're sure you're aware, stress obviously keeps you up at night, so obviously it messes around with your sleeping patterns. Nutrition wise, generally when you're stressed, nutrition goes out the window and we crave all the sugary bad things. And again, it also affects exercise, because it affects obviously our body internally, so physiological issues kind of can arise from stress. But obviously the other impact is obviously if you're stressing about revising or getting things done because you've got to hand some stuff into your boss on, say, Friday and it's Thursday night, exercise tends to go out the window and gets dropped to obviously get these things done. So then it leads to a vicious cycle that you're obviously not getting your exercise in, so you eat more. So, like I said, it compounds quite quickly. So, obviously, then, so stress isn't great, and obviously, it's going to have a massive effect on your injury. But it's like I said, it's not just the fact that it affects your sleep, nutrition, exercise, and everything else. It also affects your body's immune system, which reduces how quickly it can respond to fighting colds. And obviously, in our case, we're talking about today, your injury, whether it's torn calf muscle or broken bone or anything like that, it obviously then reduces how quickly your body's immune system and everything else can respond to the injury, which obviously then again slows down how quickly you're going to get better, which obviously then slows up everything else, and meaning you take longer to get back to be fully fit and pain free. So that means that emotional roller coaster that you go on with your injury then takes longer, which obviously then causes more stress, as obviously you want to get back quicker. So, like I inherently said, we get back to the main point, which again it ends up in a vicious circle, which then repeats itself and takes longer. And it's a case of trying to get out of that, but managing the stress the best you can. Now, I think one word of advice which I've picked up the last few years is to try and use meditation, and the buzzword at the moment is like mindfulness, as that really helps kind of settle your mind and helps you kind of get your mind in order. And admittedly, even I dropped out doing meditation. Little backstory for me: I dropped out doing meditation for a couple of months last year, and I'd really been on the ball prior to that to doing it. And I never understood the whole kind of brain fog, when people said brain fog and cloudiness and words like that, until I dropped it for a few months and kind of realised I needed to get back on it. And finally, when I got back onto doing it daily for a couple of weeks, I suddenly kind of realised how it cleared up my brain and train of thought, and all the thoughts that were jumbled around. It kind of really did make everything clearer. And looking back on the previous 2 months, I could really see how I'd been going around in a fog. So, long story short, have a look at mindfulness and meditation. And if you want to take it further, speak to me, because I have got a little kind of link with an app called Calm, and they do what they call basic guided meditation. So you've got someone speaking you through different things and how to kind of get into the zone to meditate and become kind of aware and everything. So if you want to take that further, feel free to ping me a message and I can sort you out with a 30-day free trial of Calm. So long story short, stress obviously affects us all in many ways, and it's a case of just managing it. And basically also just show you that everything's interlinked. So like I said, it can affect your sleep, nutrition, exercise, as well as physiologically it can really kind of slow things down. So there you go, that's all about stress. So, and in the next video I'll be going on to the next part about the kind of whole umbrella to affecting what affects your injury. So look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.